Oh no! AI is here. The artificial intelligence is taking all our
Here to
jobs.
get you. It's here to get you.
No! Save us! So, Daryl, we are here to discuss about not human intelligence, not
Artificial,
about.
yeah.
So we are discussing about artificial intelligence.
I was in hospital a long time ago, and the nurse there was asking if I had any aids or supports or anything like that. And my wife said artificial intelligence on his computer.
I had went to a sergeant, and I've seen that sergeant even before, and then the last time when I went, they say that I have to fill out a special form, and I was like, okay, why is that special form needed? Because I'm looking to him before, and then they said, look, because now they are using AI to get all the scripts and everything. So whether I give that consent to use him AI for all the things and everything. And then I said, like, okay, I was really curious to do that one. And then when the doctor said, they give me like whole heap of like all the blood tests and all these things, and AI has like absolutely gone through all those ones and then suggested, look, this is the issues that I have like issues with vitamin D and something like those things, and then put that one in.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Look, doctor, how you feel?" And he was like, yeah, they're doing a good job, but I could feel that he's a bit panicking.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing videography work, as you know now,
Yes.
and some of the AI tools that we have within video just save so much time because they just do things. Yeah, we want to take somebody, something or somebody or whatever out of a video. It is just so easy now. You basically put a line around it, let it to track through for the clip, and it's gone.
I remember that, like old days, absolute old days, before we had that mobile phones and everything, and you have to ring people like that way. And at that time, we have to press, look, I remember 400 phone numbers and all these things. But now we don't need to remember those things. And I think like the same thing will be AI. Many of the things that we are a bit of panicking and all these things. But if we really embrace that AI, a lot of repetitive things and all those things which feel rubbishes, that will get much more easier and simpler.
Yeah, I've had connection going back with AI for quite some time, and you need to treat AI as a tool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a replacement for people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've said often it's artificial intelligence, but it's not sentient. It doesn't know what it's doing. It's got certain levels of intelligence, but it is a very useful tool.
What I see is that definitely it will. It's obviously not a replacement of human, but I think that will shaping the things.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we first had Google, we also had the same panic and all those things, because like back in days, people has been saying that, look, I'm like a live encyclopedia because they can know everything and all these things. But then the Google and the Yahoo, those search tools came in, and everyone were like panicking because now knowing those knowledge gets easier. Same way when the AI comes, if you are not embracing this one, obviously you'll be like bit behind. You're not using that tool. So the person that knows a bit more AI, they will be like much more efficient and much more powerful that comes in, and ChatGPT and all these things are always there.
Well, the key thing, we're talking about this a little before, but the key thing to using AI is to know when it's telling lies. Because it's a tool.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got lots of tools in my workshop, but I don't use a screwdriver where I need a spanner. It's the same with AI. It has a very good use in particular areas, but it doesn't apply absolutely everywhere. When we take objects out of a video using the AI tool, there are certain ways that it does not work, and you need to understand that. And that's people who understand that. They're going to be the ones that are going to be in demand because they know where AI works, where AI doesn't work, and they know how to make it work to get where they want to go. I'll go back to when typewriters were introduced back in the 1920s. Before typewriters, we had banks of people who were copper plate writers. They had very, very good handwriting, but you didn't need them.
True.
And the market for copper plate writers fell. Yeah, there was just no need for them anymore. But there was now a market for typists.
Yes.
So we went from one to another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, on that point that AI making mistakes,
Yeah.
for me is like now we're giving that license to a machine to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because now it's absolutely common that we always do that laugh also, oh, okay, there's a typo from the AI and all these things.
Yeah.
Now me...
Or three hands on a human.
And like for myself being like a mechanical engineering and always working with the machines and all those things and everything, that's a very big term, because when we look at a machine, it should not be doing any mistakes or like not like a fault like that one. Like for example, in the car we have that gearboxes, and we can never expect that you're putting your piston to the reverse and it's going on the front side, or you're giving to the front side and it's going to the reverse, because we always, or the machine have to be robust like that way, that it should not be making any mistake. But AI, obviously there's a machine derived languages and all those things. We are giving it that license. Look, we might be typing something and something, but it gives absolutely hilarious and all those things that comes in.
Yeah.
And I can already see there is like a very good niche job market, that obviously you don't need to do repetitive things, but you have to have that judgmental criteria to say, look, which one is the right one, which one is a bad one, or more precise when it comes to the creativity is like which is like a good image or good videos, and which one is not, and which one is not, maybe even offensive and all those things.
Yeah. So getting back to what we talked about originally about jobs, some jobs may be under threat at the moment, but even then, I reckon if people understand what the threat is, they can train themselves to be in a position where they can take advantage of that. Like, so those typewriters, when they replace the copper plate writers, if those copper plate writers learnt to be typists, they had a new job and they survived into the future. Same principle we need to do now. But even so, there are a lot of people that have already got knowledge up in their head to know how to critique what AI does. They're going to be the people who are going to be the valuable ones.
Absolutely. From my side, I see that those jobs are done repetitive jobs.
Yep.
That's we're doing always and always and always the same thing, same ago.
Yeah.
I think that's the jobs will be running out and all those things.
Yeah.
And the word that we say, like, go out of your shoes or out of your box, these type of the jobs will be coming more and more, because artificial intelligence need that judgment panels who can judge who are the ones that are the rights and the wrongs and what are the things that comes up.
Yeah. Those people that have got the ability to make those judgments, to be a supervisor, that's where you need to be.
Absolutely. And absolutely, I can see that these are like a really powerful tool, and you'll be really losing if you're not embracing that one.
Yep.
So that's the first thing I say to everyone that comes for our trainings and all these things. Embrace AI. Why not you just even type wrong thing and see like what are the things that comes in? Why not you look like if you're doing your future holiday trips, what does they suggest? And you'll be amazed like what are the good things and what are the silly things they say, and that's how you can learn that once.
Yeah. So short answer,
Yes.
yeah, it might be after your job, but probably not.
That's for today. Thank you.